Hey everybody, this is Valencia, and welcome back to Balloons in Business, where I show you the business of balloon and event decor. So today I'm going to show you how I made this 26-foot outdoor balloon arch, perfect for graduations and parties. So if you want to see how I made this, stay tuned. So the materials that I use for the balloon arch frame is this standard backdrop stand. I got this backdrop stand from eFavormark, and I will post that link in the description box below. And I actually featured it in one of my videos when I made the gold shimmer wall. And basically it comes with 2 standing poles, metal bases, and a connector pole, which you use to connect the 2 poles together. It goes as high as 10 feet and it goes as wide as 10 feet. So it's 10 by 10. I did not use the connector pole for this project. I just used the 2 standing poles and the metal bases. So the thing that I love about this is that it's pretty sturdy. Those metal bases are pretty heavy and it's pretty sturdy. I mean, I would still put some weights on the bottom of these bases just to make sure that your stand is extra sturdy. But in and of itself, they're pretty sturdy. And they're also very flexible. If you look right here, there's a little knob that you can turn. And you can make this pole shorter or longer if you want. And again, it goes as high as 10 feet. And I think this is about 4 feet, which is great because if you're making your balloon arch frame, you may want to adjust the height for stability. And another cool thing that I like about this is that you notice that this has a black top on the very top right here. You can actually take this off. So on this other one, the black top has been removed. And as you see, this is wide enough for a 1/2 inch PVC pipe to go through. And that's exactly what I'm going to be using to make this balloon arch frame. So the PVC pipe that I'll be using is this gray electrical PVC pipe. And you can get this from any Lowe's or Home Depot. And you need to get the gray electrical PVC pipe, not the regular white one. So this is found in the electrical department. And the reason why you want this one is because it's very flexible. In fact, when you buy it, it's going to be straight, but it's so flexible, it can take on a curve. And that's why this is perfect for the balloon arch frame. Okay. And notice how these come with a bell. Okay. These bells are used to connect the PVC pipes together. So when you buy these, they're going to be coming in 10 feet increments, I believe. I think they do have some that are pre-cut to 5 feet, like this one. But the ones with the bells are going to be 10 feet. And so what you want to do is, I purchased 3 of these. And you want to use a PVC cutter. You can buy this at Home Depot or Lowe's, or they actually already have one of these out that you can use to cut on site at the store. And I actually cut mine on site at the store because that 10 feet is too long for to fit in my car. So I cut 2 of the poles to 8 feet and I left the bells on. And then I got a 5-foot pole without a bell. And I'm going to use the 5-foot pole as a connector between the 2 8-foot poles. Let me show you real quick. You're just going to put that inside of there. So this 5-foot pole is going to be connecting the 8-foot poles. And let me show you how it looks. So this is one of the 8-foot poles. Here's the bell, here's the 5-foot pole, and here's the other bell and the other 8-foot pole. So that's how it's going to look. This is going to be basically your arch frame right here. So what you're going to do is take this pole and put it inside this hole. Just like so. And just slide it in there until it stops. Okay. So I did the measurements, and about the pole goes in at about 3.5 feet. So again, if I have two 8-foot poles and one 5-foot pole, that comes out to 21 feet of PVC pipe. Okay. And if 3.5 feet of the PVC pipe is going to get sucked into the balloon stand, the backdrop stand poles, then that's going to be 7 feet you're going to lose of the PVC pipe into the backdrop stand poles. So 21 feet minus 7 is 14 feet. So 14 feet of this PVC pipe will be exposed. Now, what I did for the backdrop stand poles is I measured 6 feet. I lifted these up to 6 feet tall on both ends. So this is a guesstimate. Let's just say this is 6 feet tall. So I lifted this up to 6 feet tall on both ends. So both poles are 6 feet tall. So that's 12 feet of pole for that, plus the 14 feet of the PVC pipe. So when you add that all together, the balloon arch frame should be about 26 feet with a width of 10 feet and a height of about 12 feet. So you'll need 26 feet of balloons to cover the entire frame. Okay, so when it comes to the number of balloons that I'm using, I used a little formula that I got off of YouTube. Basically, what you do is you multiply the number of feet of the balloon arch, which is 26 feet, times 12 inches. That's how many inches in a foot. So I got 312 inches. I then divided that number by 9 inches because that's how big I'm blowing up the balloons. That's how much I size the balloons to 9 inches. Okay, so when I got that number, I think it came out to about 34.6. So about 35. That's how many number of quads you're using. So that's 35 quads I'll be using. Now, of course, I'm going to blow up a few more just to, just to make sure I have enough. But if you want to know how many balloons that is, in a quad, it's 4 balloons. So 4 times the 35, you get that number, which is roughly about maybe 140 or so balloons or something like that. So that's how much I blew up. Actually, I'm blowing up a little bit more. So I'm going to blow up about 36 quads. That's how much balloons I'll be blowing up. So that's just gives you an idea. If you're doing 2 colors, this is Tough Tex balloons. This is a 100 pack. You just get 100 pack of each color. Should cover that completely. And then some, give you extra balloons. And so that's what I would do. And for the 260s, I ended up using probably about 36 260. So get maybe one of the 50 pack of 260s. You can get the Qualitex version. Whatever colors you like. You don't really see the colors, but if you want to get in the same colors, the balloon garland, which is a good idea, you can do that as well. So I'm just giving you an idea of the amount of balloons and stuff that you'll need. So this is a quad. You take 2 dupes. A dupe is 2 balloons each, and you fold them and you twist them. And this is a quad. But when I'm doing the balloon design, I'm going to have the colors alternating. And you want to do this with all of the balloons, is twist them in the quads with the alternating colors. So that's what I'm going to do right now.
Walk in the room and everybody's got opinions, but I don't really care. I'm head to toe in my brilliance. You can look at my...
So I'm going to pre-attach these quads together, and I'm going to be making like 3 mini garlands of quads together so that I can just attach them on there. I'm not going to put the quads on one by one onto the arch. Okay, so I'm going to have them pre-attached so I can just push them into the poles, and I'll show you how I do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take 260 balloon, and I'm going to start, grab 1 quad, and I'm going to double tie the 260 balloon around this quad. Okay? And let me adjust because I'm going to be on the floor. All right. Then I'm going to take another quad. Now what you want to do is you want to position it to where you can see a pattern. Okay. So taking another quad and I'm setting it on top. Now what you want to do is you want to make sure you see a pattern. So we're going to have it to where it's going to be like a line of orange spiraling around and then a line of white spiraling around on each side. So make sure that when you're setting the quads on top of each other, that you're keeping that same pattern. You know, if you find yourself doing something like this, then you know you just ruined the pattern, right? And now the balloon, the white arch is going this way. Unless you're purposely wanting to do that, you could do something like that too, where it's going like this. But I'm not doing that. I'm just doing the spiral going around. So you want to do it like this, where the white spiral is continuing, the orange spiral is continuing. Okay, so make sure you put it in the right pattern. So I'm going to take the second quad, put it on top, take the string, and I'm going to wrap it over the top balloon and under the bottom. Over the top balloon and under the bottom. And you can just do that twice and then tug it. Then I'm going to take another one. And again, you got to make sure you get that pattern right? Pattern's off. So position that pattern where you got the white balloons going in a row. And then you're going to do the same thing. Take the 260 and go over the top and under the one underneath it. Over the top. And I'm out of string right now. So I'm just going to go ahead on and tie the string into itself. And then get another one. And if you want to use all the same color as the balloons, you can. You really don't see the strings, so I just use multicolor packs. And then you're going to tie a new 260 string around the top quad. Double tie it. I'm going to make sure it's nice and secure. And then you can start putting on another quad. So get this quad. Make sure that the pattern is still flowing. And then you're going to do your over and under method. Okay? Over the top, under the one beneath it. Over the top, under the one beneath it. And I only do about 2 times. And you just keep doing it until you get a 5-foot balloon garland. Or balloon column. I would say this looks more like a balloon column, right?
And let it shine on your diamonds, cause I'm way too high on myself. And you can't bring me down, 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 down. You can't bring me down, 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 down. And you can't bring me down, so don't quit the music. I don't wanna lose this feeling. I didn't come here for no one. I just came for myself and have a super fun, sexy time. And have a super fun, sexy time. I give me a super fun, sexy high. Oh yeah, super fun, sexy time. Elevated, elevated, elevated.
And I got like a little mini 5-foot balloon garland, or you could call it a column, whatever you want. It looks more like a column. So a little 5-foot balloon column. And this I will slide into one of the black poles, okay? And so I'm gonna make another one to go on the other black pole, and then one big 14-foot one to go on the PVC pipes at the top. So once I finish doing this, I will show you how I put them onto the arch. Just a quick note, a key way to tell if your columns are in alignment is if they can stand on their own. If they can stand on their own, that means that you've got the pattern and everything, and the balloons are sitting on each other in good alignment. Okay, if they can't stand on their own, that means that there's some lopsidedness up in there. There's something going on there, and it could affect the way that your balloon arch looks, because you don't want balloons that are really small in some areas and larger in other areas. It won't look right. So if it's standing on its own, that means that the balloons in general, the sizes are about equal and right, and they're being, built up in good alignment, sitting good on top of each other. Okay, so I finished doing my balloon columns. I decided, instead of doing a 14 and 2 5s, in the middle of doing the 14-inch, I think this is about 9 feet actually, I decided to break it down into a smaller garland. So I did this like a little 4-foot one. So I have the 2 5 feet over there for the poles on the sides, and then I'm going to use these two for the top ones. So yeah, I think it's easier to break them up into smaller, garlands or whatever, or arches, smaller portions, so that it's easier to put it onto the poles. Okay, so I'm back outside. So the easiest way to put the balloons onto this balloon arch would be to bring this balloon arch down to the floor where I have the tarp at. And then put the balloons onto the poles that way, okay? So I have the tarp down because I want to make sure that the balloons don't get dirty in this process. So I'm going to show you how I bring this arch down. Now, it works easier when you have a partner, but if you do it by yourself, if you're very careful, you can get this done, okay? So I'm going to show you. Okay, but before you bring the arch down, you want to make sure that you mark where the PVC pipe meets the top of the pole, so you know how far to put that PVC pipe back and where to start the balloons, okay, on this PVC part of the pole. I'm sorry, let me get this into focus. You want to do this also with the opposite side, and I'll let you know where you're going to start putting the balloons on this part of the pole, so you know how far to let it go down.
Maybe I'm too black, maybe I'm too bold. Sip up on this coffee, tell me, do I taste too strong? Maybe you don't like me, do you think I care? This train gon' keep on rolling, there's no way that you can stop me, no. There's a fire in me, watch me light it up. Feel this fire in me, you can't turn me off.
So you see, I got it down on the floor. I'm going to pull this tarp out just a little bit more, because again, the goal of using the tarp is to protect the balloons from getting dirty. And you want to try to keep the arch in the same spacing that it was when it was standing up. That way you can make sure you get the measurements of the balloons is right. Let me scoot this a little bit further back. So I want to give a little bit of a space so my hand grab and put the pole back in here, okay? So I'm going to take this pole out again. I'm going to find that marked part on here that I drew. Where's it at? It's right here. The little marked part. Okay. I'm going to move the balloons all the way back into that marked part. I'm going to leave about a fist worth of space so I can put this back in there. I'm curving it. I'm curving the balloons underneath because this pole is curved. And I'm just going to put the pole in between the balloons. So just spread the balloons and put the pole in between the balloons. So I want to give you up close how I'm spreading the balloons open, putting the pole in, and pulling the balloons up. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to do that until all of this whole pole is inside of the balloon garland. Sorry for the dog. He's very loud. This is why working with smaller sections is a lot easier. That larger section was pretty difficult, but this smaller section was a lot easier to put in. So it looks like I still got a little bit more pole left. So I'm gonna make a few more quads, okay, to fill this in. Actually, what I'm probably going to do is go ahead on and lift this up right now, and lift this arch back up right now, and start from there putting in the 5 foot, and then go and fill in the bottom part closer to the base as needed. That's what I'm probably going to do. Now, before I put this back up, I'm actually going to connect these two garlands together so that there's no gap. If there was a gap. So you're just going to tie this 260 around one of the garlands, and then you're just going to do like you did before and just wrap them around one and then another. Actually, I'll do it this way. It's easier to do it on top. You want to double tie it to make sure it's secure. There we go. And then you want to make sure that you keep the pattern the same. That's another thing too. Gosh.
Going higher than you thought I would. See me doing things you said that I could never do. I'm nothing that you wanted, but I'm everything I am. And apparently that's enough, so you can get out of my way, because there's a fire in me. Watch me light it up. Feel the fire in me. You can turn me off. I'ma be a firecracker.
So this is what I have so far. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start by adding this up here and then going down from there, adding as I need. Okay.
For living my life way too loud. This fire that's inside me, it cannot be controlled. And if anybody feels me, go ahead and let them know it now. There's a fire in me. Watch me light it up. Feel the fire in me.
So I knew that there was going to be a gap. So this is where you're going to put, fill in right here another quad because of this gap. So that quad will be used to kind of connect this pattern back together again.
Tried and true. That's the beauty of us. There's something that's to be said about the depth of our trust, and we're still here. You never left my side. We just keep getting better, regardless of the times. Something to be admired. We all work of art. You give me inspiration. Baby, we're classic. Just like our favorite song, we can play on and on, and our love never gets old. Baby, we're classic. As timeless as can be, we will live on and on, and we got that history. We got the sweetest thing. We got the sweetest thing. Can't deny, we ain't no fairy tale, but we got more than a silver lining to hold on when things get bad. And every day I can't help but see in you a heaven on earth, a dream that became true. Together we are greater than when we are apart. Something that's legendary. Baby, baby, we're classic. Just like our favorite song, we can play on and on, and our love never gets old. Baby, we're classic. As timeless as can be, we will live on and on, and we got that history. We got the sweetest thing. We got the sweetest thing. Don't ever leave my side. Let's make this last for all time. Baby, we're classic.
So I ended up using 45 quads, which came out to about 180 balloons or so. So 2 packs of 100 or 4 packs of 50 should still do the job. If you're going to put any type of balloon letters or numbers up there, make sure you do it when the balloon arch is down, flat on the ground. And instead of bringing the frame down this way, you want to bring it down backwards so that you can put the balloon numbers up. And when you bring it back up, you'll see them on the right side. Okay? So I use, again, 45 quads for this total. which is a little bit more, actually a lot more than the number system. So make sure you give yourself enough time. I would give myself about 4 hours between, buying the electric PVC pipe, cutting it to the right, sizes. You got to set this up first. Make sure you put the PVC pipe through so you can make sure it's the right length that you need, measure everything, then blow up the balloons. Using your 260, make the little mini balloon columns or balloon garlands, whatever you want to call them. I will put them in like section them off in about 5 feet sections and then fill in from there. And basically fill in the bottom from there once you lift the arch back up. This is pretty stable. Like I said, these balloon columns are very stable. The balloon column stands are very stable. So it's windy out here. It's withstanding the wind and looking good. So if you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, go ahead on and like it and subscribe for future videos on balloon decor and the balloon business. I will be doing more business related videos. I will be talking about pricing, and I'll give you an idea of what I would price something like this. Again, you want to give yourself time to do this. So until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye.